Hello everybody, Coach Larry coming at you live from the pool tonight. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. We had quite a mix of weather here in Charlotte this weekend. Snow, sun, rain, we had just about everything. So it's really interesting springtime getting started here. So this is championship season. This is going to be a pretty short discussion tonight because we're at championship season. Several people had their championship meet this weekend. And here at championship season, I want to just kind of give an outreach or a shout out to all of the swimmers who are either at their championship meet right now or maybe have their meet next weekend or the weekend after that. And that is just to take a collective deep breath, okay? A collective deep breath, because sometimes we get a little bit worked up, a little bit overzealous. Sometimes we overthink things. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. It's just a very brief, short, to-the-point discussion about really what to think about when you get behind the block at your championship meet. Because I know there's a lot on the line. And I know you've been working hard for a long time, all season, for this moment. So there's some important things that you can keep in mind that will really help you compete and perform at your maximum level. But before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to a lot of swimmers who were at their championship meet this weekend. And that was the senior sectional meet in Greensboro, North Carolina. A lot of awesome swims up there. Congratulations, all of you swimmers who had your championship meet. A lot of great times, a lot of new personal bests, a lot of new time standards achieved, cuts for different meets, so congratulations. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of the swimmers who came to one-to-one this weekend. We had 16 swimmers come in over the weekend. A lot of them getting ready for their championship meet, either next weekend or the weekend after that. Just sharpening the skills. Not overthinking, but just getting sharp. So I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who came in. And it was Jessica and Olivia, Sophia and Lindsay. I'm reading from my cheat sheet, by the way, because I can't remember everybody's name. Isa and Sophie and Chloe and Sophia, and Lane and Neely and Charlie and Dylan and Katie and Layla, Lily and Kaylee. And we had a brand new one-to-one swimmer this weekend, and that was Kate. So congratulations to all of you. Oh, we also had a couple people earlier in the week, including Jessica, who came in kind of sharpening her skills as well. So nice job, everybody. All right, so let's jump into our topic for tonight. Brief and to the point. The topic is how to stay sharp. So there you are, behind the block. It's your championship meet. You have been working since August, late August, for this moment. And you start thinking to yourself all of the things that you've heard from your coach or your coaches throughout the season. Things about your technique, about your starts, about your underwaters, about your strategies, about your catch, about your head position, about your kick, about your body position and your hip drive and your rotation and your entry and your breathing pattern and your breathing plan and how to breathe and when not to breathe. All of a sudden, all of these things are swirling through your head and you're thinking, oh man, what am I going to do? You know, if you've ever suffered from that condition called paralysis by analysis, it's just overthinking and all of a sudden you just kind of freeze up. I want to give you an idea, in fact a couple of ideas that will help you not suffer from paralysis by analysis. And that is the main focus when you're behind the blocks. It's not all of those input items that have come into your brain throughout the season. I just want you to think, stay sharp. Just stay sharp. Keep it simple, guys. Please don't overthink it. Okay? When you're at your championship meet, it's not time for a technique show. It's not time to impress everybody with your technique. They don't give medals or trophies to people for the most beautiful butterfly, or the most graceful underwater dolphin kicks, or the most amazing finish. You don't get your awards for that. You don't make meets by that. what you get awarded for and the way you make cuts for other meets is by swimming fast. And in order to swim fast, you need to stay sharp and keep it simple, okay? You need to keep it simple. So when you're behind the block, just think, I'm gonna be sharp. Sharp start, sharp underwaters, sharp turns. Just be sharp, okay? Of course, you should follow your strategy. And as you follow your strategy, just hit those fine points, those sharp points. Start, underwater, turns, finish. It's that simple, okay? All the other stuff, you've already put your time and effort into that. So just take a deep breath and think, stay sharp. Follow your strategy, stay sharp. Now, here's a quick interesting thing that you need to make sure of. Of course, I said you want to follow your strategy. That means you have to know your strategy in order to follow it, right? You don't want to walk up to your coach on deck 5 minutes before your 400 IM and ask your coach, how do I swim this race? Now you could ask your coach, can we talk about this so I got my, so I make sure that I've got it? It's okay to confirm your strategy, but not to go in completely blind and then just ask, what do I do? So this week or next week, as you're leading up to your championship meet, make sure you know your strategy, okay? So that when you're behind the block, there's no panic attack, okay? There's no paralysis by analysis. You just get ready to follow your strategy and stay sharp, okay? So make sure you know your strategy before you get to the meet, okay? Take a deep breath. It's not a technique show. It's just time to get out there and race, okay? That's how you go fast. It's time to get out there, keep it simple, and race. Now, one last thing before we go. Well, actually two things. One is, if you're in the middle of tapering right now, and you didn't watch last week's Facebook Live presentation, you need to watch that, okay? Because sometimes during taper, sometimes people panic a little bit because they start to feel funny. They start to get all this energy that they're not accustomed to having. They start to feel ways they normally don't feel. So watch that presentation from last week. It'll really help. But here's the last thing, and I'm actually going to take the camera here and walk around the pool a little bit for this, and that's this. One thing that will help you stay sharp is to be very familiar with your environment. This is particularly true if you go to a pool where you're not accustomed to racing, or you don't practice there every day. Okay, it's very important that you feel comfortable with your environment, because if you don't, okay, it's going to be hard to stay sharp. It's going to be hard to stay focused because things might take you by surprise and you think, oh man, I didn't realize that. So let's take a quick walk around the pool. Okay, so here we go. One of the things that's most important in becoming familiar with your environment at the meet is the backstroke flags, okay? Make sure during your warm-up that you get used to the backstroke flags. Also, you want to take a look at the ceiling, okay? Because the lighting might be different. The height of the ceiling is going to be different than what you're accustomed to. Also, get used to the walls and get used to the depth of the pool, okay? Because it's probably different than the pool that you're accustomed to practicing in. All of these things will help you feel more comfortable with your environment. If you feel more comfortable with your environment, you're going to be able to stay sharp more easily. You're going to be able to relax, take a deep breath, and know that you can focus on your strategy without having paralysis by analysis. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around. All right, so here we go around the pool. Warm up, warm down. You need to be familiar with where the warm up, warm down area is. Okay, that'll make you feel more comfortable with your environment, help you stay sharp and focus. You want to get accustomed to the blocks. Okay, how do the blocks feel? How high are they? Do they have old-fashioned handlebars for the backstroke? Okay, you don't want to walk up behind the block before your race and go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize these were such small blocks. I didn't realize that there was only 5 feet here, okay? So during your warm-up, you want to become familiar with your environment so you feel more comfortable and you can stay sharp. So get used to the blocks, get used to the depth of the pool, get used to how the wall feels during warm-up, get used to the backstroke flags, know where the first aid station is in case you cut your toe, get used to the ceiling and the lighting. All of this should take place during warm-up so you can feel more comfortable and you can focus on your races, okay? Try to get there early and get a good seat, okay? Get a nice spot on the bleachers so you can have a nice place to sit and know that you can stay sharp and stay relaxed. Other things you want to be familiar with. You want to understand where the coaches hang out, okay? If you need to talk to your coach, okay? Usually the coaches are somewhere through the door. If they're not watching a swimmer, they're probably through the door in the coach's lounge or the hospitality area, the coach's hospitality, okay? Eating some very healthy food in the hospitality tent. So you need to know where your coach is. So if you need to go talk to him or her, you can do that. You don't have to have a panic moment when you can't find your coach, okay? You should also know where the lost and found is, okay? Because if you lose your favorite towel or your favorite t-shirt, you don't want that to distract you from your race. So these are just a couple of things that you can do in addition to knowing your strategy and just staying sharp and keeping it simple behind the blocks, okay? Be familiar with your environment, take a deep breath, and stay sharp. I'm behind the blocks, I'm ready to race, I'm gonna stay sharp, okay? Know my strategy, take a deep breath, and race, all right? So for all of you who have your championship season or your championship meet coming up next week or the week after, stay sharp, have fun, race hard, and enjoy the moment. All right. Hope you guys all have a great week. Good luck at your meets, and have a great night. See ya.